Hello, welcome to the Long Island Weather Update and Outlook. Kind of a dreary Memorial Day with on and off showers, and there was even a thunderstorm at one point in the afternoon. Wasn't a severe thunderstorm, mainly just had heavy rain, and there were a few claps of thunder. Wasn't very impressive. Mainly the storms, the showers that we've had today have just rain. That's basically it. Looking at the satellite, you can see not a whole lot going on over our area. Or there's a nice little complex out over the ocean that's blowing up. Let's move this back to 60. Yeah, let's move this back to 60 so I can kind of show you the activity earlier today. But you can see none of it, mainly over to our south. Other than that, not really too much going on. See a few little activity over here, but more or less just kind of a really just dull day across our area today. Looking at the radar right now, you can see that we have, again, those showers. This is the last complex of showers. I don't know if we're going to get any more. There's another area over here in eastern Pennsylvania, and then another area. This probably is severe over here, entering Delaware, and I know that this area was actually under a tornado watch earlier. Here's the other area that I showed you offshore. It's blowing up. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Let's go and look at the weather and hazards map, because we do have, looks like they finally did drop the severe thunderstorm watch for us. Yeah, there was a severe thunderstorm watch. It's dropped. There's a little remnant of the tornado watch right here where that line I just showed you was. Is there any tornado warnings out there right now? Let's see. Nope, just severe thunderstorm warnings. So no tornado warnings right now. We'll go and we'll look at the radar. We'll actually go to the radar rewind first. Power outages, not that much in our area. You can see this is mainly from the severe weather that happened the other days. Let's look at the Ventu sky. So we'll show you what happened with the storms today. So we'll roll this back to around 1 o'clock or so. And you can see there was one area that formed over here. All this just kind of killed the atmosphere. When this moved through, it kind of just removed the energy from the atmosphere. So around 2 o'clock, we had a line of showers and thunderstorms that are mixed in. And that looked, it was decent line. It poured, all right. Well, it wasn't really a severe storm. There were a little bit of lightning, no shelf cloud, just an average or less than average thunderstorm, basically, as this line moved east across Long Island. And then as we got toward the evening, another cell developed around 7 o'clock here over New Jersey, 7:30, and then that wound up moving through southern Nassau, I guess, around 7:30. And then as we got toward 8 o'clock, we had this other cell that kind of popped up right here. There's a couple of little cells that popped up right here, and one of those did wind up going over Mineola, so this one right here went over Mineola. Actually, I was on the 4041 when it poured for a little bit in Hempstead, and that was it. It wasn't really, and I might have seen one flash of lightning with it, but that was it pretty much. Showing you what the sky looked like. The sky did look a little ominous, so this is what the sky looked like on the South Shore. And then as we got toward Hempstead, this is what the sky looked like. I had to change buses there. I just had to do it. But you could see this is what the sky looked like here, and you could see a little threatening look. This was the cell right here. You could see. Here's a better look at it. You can see here. This is the dark cloud that brought that downpour over Mineola. But that's pretty much all the action we had today. Nothing really exciting at all. Though Mineola had quite a bit of flooding. You saw in my other video there. Just from that little downpour. Mineola just can't handle the rain. So we had some downpours, but as far as any decent thunderstorms go, not really. Not really at all. So let's go to our observations here. It's very muggy out there, very warm and muggy out there, very muggy. Muggy is really key. It's not really that warm. Let's see what we got out there, waiting for the temperatures to load here. 68 at Islip. Very humid too, dew points well into the 60s as well. But yeah, today was fairly cloudy most of the day. It's kind of a dreary day. There was a little bit of sun in the morning, but yeah, highs were only in the mid-70s, upper 60s out east, upper 70s in the city, and upper 70s in Jersey. So nowhere really had too much sun today. Lows, not really much of a range, mid-60s, mid to upper 60s. Precipitation, we'll look at the rainfall for the past, I guess we'll have to do 24 hours here. And some areas did get a decent amount of rain today out of us. Looks like much of Nassau got around an inch. See if I can get a reading from Mineola. I don't see a reading from Mineola here, but probably around an inch of rain for much of Nassau County. Let's make our way further east to Suffolk. So a half an inch, 3/4 to a half an inch. Some areas, though, in the North Shore might have gotten over an inch. Northeast Nassau, northwest Suffolk. And then less as you head out east. So only a 1/4 of an inch or less out there. Not as much. So the heavier rainfalls, mainly to the west. 0.97 at Central Park. We can look at Jersey as well. Not that much at all in Ocean County, less than a 1/4 of an inch. So they seem to have gotten gypped. It was further north that you got more of the rain. We could still possibly pick up some tonight. So around a half an inch or so. Nothing crazy. If you want, we can look at Wonder Map and see what our precipitation amounts are here. Get a few more numbers here. Yeah, just shy of an inch. But as you go out east, it definitely gets a little less. That's for sure. So definitely gets less as you head east. That's the key. So let's go look at our climatology for today. Ice slip got up to 75, low of 61. 6 degrees above normal for the day. This was taken before a lot of the rain came, but we're actually already above normal for the month for rainfall, so we're definitely going to be well above normal after today. Central Park, just reporting a trace. However, they got more rain to add to that. Again, these observations were taken earlier. 2:26 a.m. Wait a minute, that's yesterday's readings. That's not current. All right, having problems again. We're having problems again getting the climate report. Let's see if we have a problem here with the cookie situation again. I really hope not. All right. I don't think so, but we can try. Let's see, open in, let's see, new incognito mode. Let's see, the new incognito mode. I gotta keep forgetting how to do it. Doesn't want to do it now. New tab. I don't know. There's something wrong with the site. Let's see. Ice slip. Yeah, that was old data. That's not current data at all. So I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. Keep having problems here. What is going on with this thing? Let's see if we can get an incognito tab. Incognito. They hide the incognito. Here it is. They bury it. They don't really want you using it, I guess. I think the issue is on their end, but we'll see. Yep, it's on their end. It's not my end, so whatever. It's their end this time. It's not my problem. All right, so we're not going to be able to do the climate statistics for today. Unfortunately, you kind of saw on the map there what we got. For whatever reason, they just never updated them. So what we have here is what we have here. But we're definitely above normal with rainfall. No question about it. Let's look at the CONUS satellite here. And you can see not as active as a day as yesterday with the severe weather. You can see, though, fair weather here. And that's going to eventually make its way into our area. And we're going to finally get a break from all this humidity and rain as we see drier air move into the area here. Just make this a little bit of a longer loop. Yeah. You can see the drier air. And it looks like fairly clean air as well. I know today the air quality did not seem so great, so I'm wondering if we had a little bit of that, perhaps a little bit of that smoke from the Central American fires make its way up this way, perhaps. Kind of curious about that. Let's go to the HRRR smoke model. I'm kind of curious if this actually picked up on it yet. I'm just kind of curious if some of that made its way over our area or not. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit of it did. You can see, especially in the early, it will be going away. However, there's another area, a little smoke that's coming down from Canada that we may have to watch out for later this week. But yeah, we definitely was dealing with a little bit of that smoke. So let's go back to the satellite image here. Well, that's the next thing we're going to look at, I guess. Because now we got to start looking at the smoke and seeing where that's going, because as we get into more of a northerly flow later this week, we may be dealing with it. So you can see there is definitely some smoke from these fires going on up in Yellowknife here. We'll have to see. I don't see a whole lot, but there is a little bit of it there. A little bit, anyway. So let's go to the models now through all this other stuff and take a look at our weather pattern setting up. So you see we got a trough coming into the east. It's going to bring in drier air. You can see that low there. Nice broad trough. It's going to give us actually a nice stretch of weather. And then as we get into next week, we start seeing the jet stream again become kind of weird and dysfunctional with the cutoff flow over the southeast and another trough that might wind up hooking up with it sometime in the future, and then another trough. So there's no real big ridging in the east, so no big heat with this kind of setup. There may be some heat ahead of it. We'll have to see. It looks like it's trying to build something over there. This is, again, the GFS at 18Z. Let's look at the 12Z run. See if we see any differences here. There are some. So, the 12Z definitely has a stronger ridge. It has a weird jet stream here. Very strange. And a huge ridge in western Canada. And then a big trough in the middle of the country. That could, again, spell some more severe weather, perhaps, with a pattern like that with the jet stream. Let's go to the European model here. Just the regular European, because I don't think the AI does this parameter. Look at the 12Z and see if we see any differences here. Again, so here's our trough. Euro is a little more intense with it. And then after that, it does seem to want to build a ridge, but then brings another trough through as we get toward next week. So those are that's what it looks like here on the upper air. I meant not the upper air, but the jet stream. Let's go to the upper air now. And we'll look at the European AI on the upper air, right? So we'll do the AI for this one. All right, so you see with the pattern we're getting into this week. So you see that trough there. It's going to bring us cooler weather. Then we have a ridge that kind of builds in. And yeah, it does show trough. It does show, yeah, it still wants to keep like a little bit of troughing in the east here. You see that right there. So no really big heat up so far. You know, it's saying it's going to be a hot summer when that switch gets thrown, but man, I'm just you know, it will get thrown, and then we're going to be in the heat. But right now, no crazy amounts of heat here. Let's look at the GFS here. We'll do the 18Z first, I guess. See if we can spot any differences. GFS definitely more with the ridging. It definitely looks different. The way everything looks. GFS definitely looks warmer. It has a warmer look to it for sure. Actually, with the southerly, tropical southerlies there, could mean a lot of humidity and perhaps rain, and that's not a good setup. Actually, a setup for severe weather, actually. A setup like that in the east. Seeing a setup like this on the GFS. So let's go to the temperature anomaly chart here. And I'll stick with the 12Z on this, I guess. So you can see that we'll see. And I'm going to keep it on the North American view. Hopefully you don't mind that. So still going to be above normal tomorrow, and then getting closer to normal on Wednesday, and then the cooler air comes in later on in the week. You see that cool down. Meanwhile, much of Canada is well above normal. That's going to be bad for the fires. And then we go above normal next week. All right, I'll change this now. I'll make this smaller. I'll make this closer to the CONUS so you get a chance to see. Again, there's the cooler weather. I mean, I could go to the 18Z run here. But you can see that cooler weather we're going to have for the last days of May. Well, I think May's still going to wind up being above normal. June starts kind of cool, but then looks like it warms up a little bit, but no crazy heat. You do see a big ridge in the west where there's crazy heat, but it seems the east is generally cooler. Look, there's another really potent shot of cool air that comes down right toward the end of the period there. So it's really showing temperatures to be on the cooler side, generally speaking, on this European model. I meant this GFS model. European, let's go to the European next. I know I'm a little bit dyslexic. I do it. I don't think the AI does this. Oh, the AI does this too. Okay, good. So let's go look at the AI. Obviously, AI has a different look to it. Not quite as low with the departures. And then, see here, as we go into June, you see that there is some above normal temperatures here in the east. So there's still the potential for some heat, but no extended periods of heat right now. It's not what I'm seeing, at least not yet. So let's go to the surface, and we'll keep it on the European, looking at the surface so far. Obviously, we're going to be in fair weather for much of the week. There is a chance there's a little short wave moving through later Wednesday into Wednesday night, perhaps lingering into Thursday. That could bring some clouds and some shower chances. Then another high. Then the high really builds in, gives us nice weather Friday. Saturday looks like a really nice weekend. And then we see that humidity move in. You can see the rain chances for next week. And then there's another high that winds up building in on that. Now I'm kind of curious. Total accumulated precip on the rain. Not terrible amounts of rain here. Let's jump over to the GFS. Now, GFS is much wetter, as you can see here. This is the all the way out to the end of the period. This is the 18Z GFS. 12Z not as wet. The 18Z definitely seems to have a bias toward wetness, and that's because of the tropical flow that it was setting up. So let's go look at the surface. So pretty much looks similar to the European here. You can see again that shower chance possibly later Wednesday into Thursday. And high pressure builds in, gives us a nice weekend. And then once we get on the back side of that high, the 12Z, this is the 12Z we're going to look at first here. You see we're going to get into that tropical flow, and that is going to bring some humidity and perhaps some warmth. And then we've got a low that sort of cuts itself off over the Great Lakes and keeps us, and this could actually cause some severe weather over parts of the east. We don't know if that's going to make it into our area or not. It all depends on how the marine layer, but you can see there's just a low that kind of just cuts off as you get into June and keeps us kind of unsettled with shower chances and humidity. So you can see that. I mean, it's pretty much now this is the 18Z run, kind of brings the high through. It's a little more aggressive bringing the trough through. So all I know is June's not going to get off to that summary of a start, though it might be humid. With a situation like that, it's going to keep us in a moist flow. So let's go take a look at the 700 to 300 humidity here. You can see tomorrow we're going to get that dry air. You can see that. But then as we get into Wednesday, we start seeing a little more of that green move in Wednesday night and into at least the first part, maybe early morning Thursday. Then the dry air moves in. And then we're in the dry air Friday, Saturday, and right through the weekend. But as we get into next week, this is what we got to watch out for, is this moisture that's going to have around. We may have some chances for rain in here and perhaps some thunderstorms. It's going to be a humid air mass. So if we go look at the dew points here, we'll show you the dew points here. So you can see the drier air comes in that humidity today. Drier air comes in tomorrow, and then we're at that drier air for a while until we get toward next week. And then as we get toward next week, the humidity starts coming back in the east. You see that Atlantic ridge that develops as we get to the latter part of the first week of June. Then it kind of lingers around a little bit. So that's what we're going to have to watch for in the long range, is that. And if they could wind up bringing a lot of rain again, which why not? Let's have another month of above normal precipitation. So let's go look at the shorter range now. We'll go to the HRRR. And we've already got another dew points already. We'll keep it there. So humidity staying high tonight, and then it's probably going to start dropping late morning tomorrow. Wind shift to the west. Humidity drops. And we're definitely going to have somewhat of more comfortable air mass here. Won't be very dry, but it'll definitely be more comfortable. Wednesday, we start to see the winds back a little bit to the southwest ahead of that little short wave that comes on through. Temperatures. So here we are with the temperatures, not really dropping much tonight. And tomorrow's going to be pretty warm. I think we're going to be in the upper 70s to maybe even low 80s, depending on how much sunshine we see. Speaking of that, we'll look at a sounding here. Yeah, it looks like we will see some sunshine tomorrow. Um, and then going tomorrow night, the temperatures will drop probably into the 55 to 60 degree range. And then Wednesday, a little bit cooler because we'll have more cloud cover with that trough around. And there could be some scattered shower activity. It'll generally keep temperatures into the 70s. So let's go look at the radar simulation here. Tomorrow is dry, though it has developed some shower and thunderstorm activity, mainly upstate, as we deal with that trough. But it is Wednesday that we'll have to watch for some isolated shower activity. This is the little wave that it's trying to develop right here. It's as far as we've got into Wednesday night there. Let's go look at another model here for this. Let's go to the NAM3. That's not going to take us far enough out on 0Z, but I can look at the 18Z, so we can take again another look at it. As far as tonight goes, I don't think that we're going to see any more severe weather, unfortunately. For those who wanted a good thunderstorm, I'm sorry, man. It's just kind of a rainy mess. And then tomorrow should again fair weather for us. But as we get into Wednesday into Thursday night, it is developing possibly some showers, isolated showers with this little disturbance here that's going to be moving on through Wednesday night into Thursday. So that's what it looks like right from there on out. But let's go to the GFS, and we'll look at the dew points and wind flow again to show you what happens. So we'll move this along here, and you'll see as we get into Thursday, you see that northerly wind start to push in. The dry air starts to push in on Thursday, and then Friday, look at that, dew points in the 40s right through the weekend. That looks like a great air mass to have. And the temperatures will be cool, too. So if you look at the temperatures here, 70s, and then we start dropping. Thursday, you can sort of see where it's kind of showing where the clouds may hang on in Suffolk. But Nassau on westward, we may get into the sunshine a little sooner, which will get us to the 70s, and then at night it'll cool down to the 50s. Of course, not where I'm at. I got to keep the AC going now, nonstop all summer long. And then here we are at Friday, the last day of May, and temperatures are going to be only in the low 70s, perhaps. And then Saturday, maybe mid-70s. And then we start warming up as we get towards Sunday, back to close to 80, and then as we get into that first week, full week of June, we can start seeing some 80s. Maybe a little bit of heat. A little bit of heat here showing, but it won't be that long-lived. But there'll be a little taste of heat in there, I guess. But it will be accompanied by the humidity as well. And maybe some chances for thunderstorms then. But I mean, it's a ways out. Let's look at cloud cover next. All right, so here we are tomorrow. Starting off with cloud cover, and then we're going to clear it on out. And then for your Wednesday, cloud cover increases later on in the day. Maybe starts off clear. Cloud cover increases. And then Thursday, we're going to have cloud cover to start, and then maybe we'll get rid of it later on. And then Friday, it's showing maybe some instability cloud cover. But Friday and Saturday should largely be fairly sunny. So I'm not really going to go any further than that as far as on the skies go. Let's go to the RGM next. So here's the RGM again, showing the sun coming out tomorrow. Maybe a few cumulus clouds. Wednesday, it's actually showing a decent amount of sun early, but then the clouds kind of build by noon. You'll probably get a few more clouds, and then later in the afternoon, it could be, again, that instability chance for some showers. And then Thursday, starting off with clouds, and then it kind of tries to clear it out, though it still has a lot of instability cloudiness. So as far as the best day, as far as getting the most sunshine, right now, I can't go to Friday. That's probably the best day, but would probably be tomorrow, I guess, if the sun comes out. And then the early part of Wednesday, but then the clouds kind of wind up building in, as you see right there on the RGM. Now, we'll go take a look at a few more smoke models, I guess, because why not? We did HRRR. Let's do the RAP. Let's see. I think the 21Z is the long one, right? Okay, so let's go look at that. Because this will kind of show us what's happening with the air quality here. So, looks pretty good. Tomorrow looks good. As we get to the 29th, to see some of this light blue stuff maybe move toward us. But right now, it's not really showing too much of anything. So, I don't think we're seeing any smoke right now, so it's lucky. Let's go to the Climate Prediction Center. excellent chance of above normal temperatures in the west, in the Rocky Mountain areas, going to near normal in our area, to below normal in a little small part of the southeast on the 6 to 10 day. Precipitation above normal for the eastern part of the country, and below normal in the mountainous west, but along the coast, particularly the northwest, above normal showing there. 8 to 14 day, again, we're seeing the well above normal temperatures staying pretty much in the west, and above normal precipitation for us as we continue with all this rain. That's what the CPC is looking at right now. Last thing I want to take a look at is the hurricane outlook, all right, a little bit, because they released that, and it's going to be an active season. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get hit by a hurricane, but it does raise the chance depending on the pattern that exists. Let's go to Earth Null School, and let me just show you the sea surface temperature anomalies that we have here. So, ocean, sea surface temperature anomaly. You can see a lot of well above normal temperatures along the coast. A little string of below here, but mostly well above. You see plenty of red here. That's not a good thing. And take a look at the eastern Atlantic here. A lot of red, and this is where the hurricanes form. So this is part of the reason why. And you can see the El Nino is now faded, pretty much, and we're seeing a La Nina develop now. So that is going to mean that the hurricane season is going to be very, very active when we see this kind of pattern develop. And sea surface temperatures are quite warm. I want to go back to the weather and hazards map and kind of show you this as well, because we already have sea surface temperatures in the 60s, believe it or not. So water temperature at this buoy here is, where is it? Tell me. Here it is, 63 degrees. That's we're supposed to only be in the 50s. We're not even in June yet. So the water temperature is well above normal here. This buoy also reporting a water temperature of 60. So yeah, they're above normal probably by around 5 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's not good. That's not a good thing at all. All right. So let's go back to talk about the hurricanes here, so let's see. They have a discussion here about it, and they say the high activity era. So they're going for a high activity actera. All right. So this is what we have here. High activity. All right. So so the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. All right. This is what they're predicting. All right. Above normal season in the Atlantic. 17 to 25 named storms with 8 to 13 hurricanes and 4 to 7 major hurricanes, and that's 150% to 245% above median. All right. Eastern Pacific and Central Pacific are below normal. All right, but the Atlantic is going to be active, and that's the concern that we have right now. And who knows? We might need to use the Greek alphabet again. Nothing expected right now, but we will have to keep an eye on things, because I have a feeling this season is going to be pretty active. If we do get into that tropical flow with the southerlies up the east coast a lot, that is going to definitely make us at higher risk for getting we get that Atlantic ridge. So this could be the year we get pounded. So just pray we don't, but the possibility is there at this point. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. And as far as the weather update tomorrow night, it may be very brief. Wednesday, there may not be one at all. And this is because I have to have a colonoscopy on Wednesday, and I have to do my prep tomorrow. So I don't know how I'm going to be feeling. So I'll try, but I don't know how I'm going to be feeling. So if there isn't a weather update, please understand the reason why. Anyway, have a good night, and thanks for watching.